evening, guys. Me watching this Bunga News Gang. Actually, if you are new in this channel, consider subscribing, watching, liking, and even commenting there. And actually, today we have on a trending debate concerning house levy. Guys, are you ready for this? If you're ready for this, let's do this from my right hand side and from my left hand side. So let's start from my right hand side. Just introduce by saying your name. Then, if you oppose or propose, just like that.
Okay, my name is Agai Tenye, Bunge la Mwananchi, National Chapter Speaker. I propose the house levy.
Okay. The next is
Wananiita Raskokonati, naunga mkono huu mswada wa house levy.
Kwa hivyo unaunga mkono?
Naunga mkono.
So kuna unga mkono na
kuna kuunga mkono na kuna kupinga.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Kelvin Bogwa. I'm opposing the housing levy.
Of course.
Hello guys, I'm Willis Mboga. I totally disagree with the housing levy.
So guys, the question of the day is, do you propose or oppose housing levy? Actually, comments. You should comment there and give your engagement in this video. So we start from the opposing side. What is housing levy according to you? Proposing side. Can you just give us the true definition of housing levy so that the people watching here can understand housing levy and what it entails?
Okay. Housing levy, it just entails, it is the work of the state. It is the work of the state, I mean, as enshrined in Article 43 of our 2010 promulgated Constitution. So it is a way by which the government tries to supply its citizen with shelter, as enshrined in Article 43 of our Kenyan Constitution. Just a way of ensuring everyone has a shelter, every Kenyan citizen.
Is it true?
I think in a more understandable
common
mwananchi, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to be more academic and like.
Okay, what about Raskokonati kutoka Pwani jameni? Tuelezee housing levy inamaanisha nini? Unaelewaje housing levy?
Mswada wa housing levy si mswada wa walevi. Ni kutafuta namna ya watu raia wa nchi hii ya Kenya wawe watapata nyumba za bei nafuu ili waweze kupata malazi mazuri, na serikali imechukua imewekea shughuli hii kipaumbele ili watu wasije wakahangaika. Na naona ni mpango mzuri zaidi kwa sababu tukiachiwa sisi kama sisi wakati mwingine tunajenga mpaka sehemu ambazo zinafaa ziwe drainage systems, mahali ambapo maji yanafaa kupita, maji taka, maji ya mvua kama hivyo. Kwa hiyo naona ni mpango mzuri wa serikali.
Okay, from my opposing side, I think have they given the true definition of housing levy, because they're just talking about shelter? Because if the word housing levy, that means few individuals in the country are being deducted maybe to finance the housing. So have they correctly explained, or what's your thought on that?
Okay, according to me, the housing levy, it's a tax that is being introduced by the government so that they will deduct from mostly from the employees who are working for the government or maybe in private sectors, so that they will be able to support those wananchis who don't have employment in maybe in this housing project. For example, kuna venye wanasema wenye wanafanya kazi sana sana kwa serikali wakati wa mshahara, which is 1.5 for the employee and 1.5 to the employer, ili waweze kusupport wenye wanajengewa. Lakini mimi napiga kabisa juu wananchi wanasema hivi, hatujui hizo nyumba zinajengewa wapi. Kama ni sekta ya mahospitali, hatujui madaktari wanajengewa wapi hata kama wanalipa hiyo kodi. Hatujui maofisa wetu hata wenye wako kwa serikali kama ni askari wanajengewa wapi. Hakuna ile transparency. Ndio wananchi wa Kenya wanapiga hii mambo ya levy juu hawana shida na kukatwa, but transparency ndio inaleta shida kwa hii mswada yote. Wanataka waone transparency. Hizi nyumba tunakatwa hapa, tunajengewa wapi? That is what people of this country want to see. Just transparency.
Okay, if I may ask from actually this debate actually most goes to the proposition side, those who are proposing this motion. So are these houses being given to people their own or are for the government? I just want to know if it's for the government. I have a question. Or if it's the personal, maybe the government just giving houses to the people. I just want to know. Just elaborate to us.
Well, what happens? What it entails is that these houses, people will be paying.
Okay.
People will be paying monthly. Like now you are paying rent, and maybe when times comes when you cannot afford that rent, you pack and go.
So,
but now in this government thing, you pay. Then there comes a time it will be left for you after Nini.
so I
So
think
it is of more beneficial to a common
I think
a Kenyan. I
actually,
mean,
if you can assist me on this, Mr. Willis, I think the role of the government is to create that environment, to create that enabling environment, so that each citizen can have a conducive environment for working. The government cannot give you private items. So what is it that government is trying to come in to give private like private things, rather than just give it enabling environment?
I get you. I
That's the role of the government, just to give enabling environment, not giving private assets. You know, it's like giving private assets to certain people.
yeah, Wanami, you're even convincing. You're even confusing yourself.
So my question is it the government is giving private houses to the people?
Not really. Let me come clear over this
matter. At
matter.
the end of it all, you're saying the government will give people, they will have ownership.
Not giving people. Yeah. The government is just trying to take to enable it at an affordable price. I mean, at an affordable price whereby those being taxed, and even those who are not paying tax can even register through Boma Yangu. So that at the end of it, the house will remain for you. It is understandable.
But I think the government has gone further. Gone further. I think in the government you have some people who have maybe personal interest, because that's not the role of the government. What do you think about that? Because the role of the government is just provide enabling environment, not providing private assets. But the government has gone further, giving private assets in another way.
Not really.
As explaining. Because they are just saying that these houses, at the end of it all, they will give to the people.
Yeah, you see.
At an affordable price.
Yeah,
the people will be paying. Listen. The people will be paying monthly. Then after finishing the entire Nini, it remains to you.
Yeah,
but currently people are living in these houses.
Try to remind my good brother, Mr. Gai, who is our speaker at the Bunge. My brother, the housing levy is not a bad idea. It's a form of tax. I think you have come across issues dealing with taxation as per Article 209 of our Constitution.
Constitution.
Article 209 is very clear. The national government has 4 types of taxes. That's the income tax, the excise duty. We also have the what? The import duty.
Value added.
That's the custom duty and value added tax.
Yeah.
So already the housing levy is unconstitutional. Let me assume now, according to the manifesto of the Kenya Kwanza government, which unanimously as per Article 1 we voted in, they want to enact Article 43 of the Kenyan Constitution, that is a provision of
shelter,
the basic necessities
Bill of Rights,
to the people of Kenya, as enshrined in Chapter 4 of our Kenyan Constitution.
Yeah, the Bill of Rights.
I think they are doing the right thing, but the only problem is the model of doing the right thing is wrong. Are you saying that? Because as per our Chapter 12 of the Public Finance Act of 2010, is very clear. How will we control the funds raised in the housing levy form of taxation? Because any public funds that are being channeled into our government must be audited, and we have a report. This is what has been collected, and this is how it's been used.
May I just, my friend here, good friend here, I think the parliament is working on that, and you heard from some MPs, they are going to table it in parliament. I think they are in the right trajectory. This was just a government project. Government is elected after every 5 years. So they are trying to beat time on what they promise wananchi. And always in our country, any government project is normally not popular. Look at Thika Road. When Thika Road was brought, many people opposed it. But today, the land in Thika, business in Thika, is already on a high level.
Okay, Aga, if I may ask you, is it true that taxes are more than salaries?
What?
Taxes are more than salaries. Because I just want to. There's a question that it was a meme that was trending there that there is a person working at the site of housing levy.
Yeah.
There's a person there. So that person is being paid 1,000 or 2,000 per day.
Yeah.
That is a foreman. And there is a teacher being paid 24,000 per month. That teacher is being taxed housing levy. Yet per month, this foreman gets around 50,000 if you do your calculation.
Yeah.
This man is not taxed. Do you think that this government is running out of its sense? Because taxes are more than salaries to certain people, yet other people are not being taxed.
What tells you they are not being taxed?
They're just giving money. Just
But
giving cash.
but these people are taxed in VAT, value-added tax. See, they are taxed.
Some of the foreman is
They go buy
given cash.
they go buy goods.
Per day is
They pay
given
tax.
is given 1,000 Kenyan shillings. Of course.
Understand
Then
your analogy?
A teacher 24,000 per month. A teacher is being taxed all taxes. And that's foreman is not being taxed. Is it sure that this government is being fair to East Kenyan citizens?
Not only that. Okay. My brother can again.
Inategemea na kampuni unayosema, kwa sababu kuna kampuni kubwa zinazoshughulika na shughuli za ujenzi hapa nchini Kenya.
Of course.
So kabla mtu aende akaajiriwe pale, lazima ataitishwa KRA pin yake, apeleke NHIF. Kwa sababu gani ataitishwa vitu namna ile?
But
kama si kwa sababu ya mambo na
in
ushuru.
Mjengo, I think Mjengo, if you have ever done Mjengo Willis.
Inategemea na mjengo, inategemea na mjengo level gani? Inategemea na mjengo level gani? Huu tunaongelea hapa ni mjengo high tech.
You see,
Kwa sababu
my brother,
serikali
last year, I think in one way or the other, is being misled by, I don't know which kind of business he has been engaging in. Because I don't know, he has not faced the real wrath of life in this country. Because some of us have faced it. You have been those Mujengo sites.
And of course, that's none of our
and I've never been taxed.
That's none of our business.
But in another way, I can say I'm taxed through VAT. That's value-added tax. So when my brother Lasta says that the Mujengo sites are some sites that tax people, I think he's wrong. It's very wrong. And I think he should visit one of these sites. And they work there. In fact, I will invite him to one of my friend's sites, so that to give him even one of those roles. When one day you have nothing to hustle, kindly come over. I will show you. There is nothing like taxation there. So in simple terms, what we mean here, let us be very clear. The housing levy was a bill that was in Parliament. So when my brother here, speaker, telling me that he want to go back to Parliament to again do legislation, I think we are misusing the resources of this country. Because number one, the president of this country is on record and is going to continue with the housing program no matter what happens. And I hope it will not continue with taxing Kenyans housing levy because
okay, just a question. Just a question.
Yes.
What's your take on maybe you can see the president just taking. He has the powers. Yeah. He's the first in command. Actually, in humanity, how do you think like president accusing every person to support this levy, yet the judiciary does not support every person? What's your take on that?
You see, number one, I cannot blame the president because the president has got a chief legal advisor who is the Attorney General. I think the Attorney General of this country is totally asleep. Maybe if he's not asleep, the president is doing it intentionally. I don't know how they are transacting because I have not seen anything in the public domain illustrating who is fooling who between the office of the Attorney General and office of the President of the Republic of Kenya because it's very clear. The housing levy must have a very clear model. Explain to Kenyans who is the beneficiary of the levies collected from the housing levy tax. Then we know who is going to control these funds, whose account are they going? Is it going to the consolidated fund or the housing fund? Because as a country, we have different funds as per the chapter 12 of our constitution, that's public finance. It's very clear. We should not confuse the public when we introduce other funds that are not well enacted in our country. I think in one way or the other, is another way of scamming Kenyans.
Yeah. Okay, from let me see, is your proposition side, even may ask her. I'm being informed that after this housing are being done, there will be kind of a dual economy. That means people will be moving from rural area to urban area. Is it true?
I think those are just yeses.
How comes?
Those are just yeses. Has it been confirmed?
Yeah, that it will be a kind of form of dual economy because just like I'm being formed from Kiharu, from Nyoro. You know, parents are taking their kids from maybe Turkana to Kiharu. I'm being informed that Kiharu there is lunch every day, chapati. So in conjunction to that story, I'm being informed that it will be a dual economy. That means people from Mombasa, watu kutoka Taveta, watakuwa wanakuja Nairobi. Most of them are in Nairobi. You can see it will be a dual economy. Is it true?
I've not heard of that. I'm just hearing it from you. But even if it is that way, it will also be beneficial because in a rural area now people will be able to do farming, and we will be able to have enough food. It is happening even in Egypt, where some areas are left for plantation, for maybe rice, maybe millet, maybe maize, and people stay in a certain area. It will be beneficial to our economy.
You know, Mr. Aga, I'm trying to convince myself that you're saying that housing levy is affordable housing.
Should your analogy come to reality? What I'm saying?
How affordable is it? You know, you should be explaining to us just like being good or kind. Just be in that conjunction. Just be good and advise us. Just be kind.
When I mean, you know, our country has been suffering from shortage of housing. Some people are even sleeping outside.
Have you ever slept outside? Maybe. Have you ever slept outside?
I've slept outside. Slept outside. A real story. I've slept outside. There is shortage of houses in Kenya. Let us come to reality. Whether we leave it to private since time of immemorial, since 1963, let's avoid this legal jargon and using all nini. We are facing. Listen. Give me time. Just even 30 seconds. Our country has faced shortage of houses since time immemorial. This was a noble government agenda to sort out this problem.
So,
and it should be
between housing and food, which is urgent?
Both
they are urgent.
Both.
Okay.
Both are basic human needs.
Okay. According to me, the only problem we have, like what Agaye is saying.
And just to add on the issue of food, the government had already given the subsidized fertilizer, which has led to. Okay.
I want to say this: if the government truly want to assist our citizens to settle in a housing levy model, that as they are saying, I think the right way we are supposed to do, government is supposed to build those houses without taxing Kenyans. Then they lend those houses to Kenyans at an affordable rent. Like you see, for example, they can build those rentals and maybe they charge like 2,000 monthly, and through that, even those people who are in slums, they can be able to afford those houses. They will be very affordable, they will be clean, and also the environment, they are healthy. But when you tell me that it is affordable for me, a normal mwananchi, to pay a deposit of 300,000 to own that house, and yet right now, I'm unable to pay a rent of 5,000. How are you expecting me to pay?
Umesema vizuri, lakini nakupinga kwa sababu serikali imeangalia katika njia yake ya kukusanya ushuru. Hii ni njia moja wapo ambayo itasaidia sana. Isitoshe, umesema kuhusu mtu kulipa kodi ya nyumba shilingi 2,000 kwa mwaka. Kuna watu ambao kwa mwezi. Sasa tuchukulie kuna familia hapa Nairobi ambazo ziliingia hapa miaka ya 80s. Tuchukulie familia ya mtu ambaye aliingia hii Nairobi 1981 mpaka sasa. Shilingi 2,000 kila mwezi kuanzia 1981 mpaka sasa ni pesa ngapi kwa ujumla?
Sasa unajua
1981
sasa ile kitu iko
na hii sasa piga hesabu vizuri. Piga hesabu vizuri.
Okay, unajua swali yako venye nimeelewa swali yako venye unauliza.
Sasa hii serikali ikishafanya huu mpango, wewe utalipa hizi pesa zako and then utakuwa unalipa polepole. Baada ya muda ile nyumba inabakia ni yako. Unaishi pale na familia yako, miaka yako, wewe ukifa ukazikwe mahali pazuri.
Wacha nikuelezea kidogo. Ile kitu inakuja hapa. Hatusemi mambo. This housing levy, it has been introduced at this moment, in this regime, not in 1980s when Moi was there. Tunaongea mambo yenye iko saa hizi, na ndio nasema hivi. Yeah, okay, give me time, don't heckle me when I'm talking. What I'm saying is this, at this moment we are supposed to make sure that the normal mwananchi can truly afford those houses. And what I'm saying is this: there is no way you can tell me, I'm a Maboga, who is right now trying day in, day out to cope with this life because of the challenges which are there in this economy. They can't be able to afford to pay 300,000 as a deposit for 2-bedroom. For you to own that house, there is a deposit you are supposed to pay. And the minimum amount, it is 300,000. What I'm saying is this: and I'm saying this project is good, but the way it is being done, it is where the wananchi, they are not getting the transparency of it. Ile kitu itasaidia wananchi, na ndio tunasema kama nyumba zitajengwa, wacha serikali ijenge nyumba na ziwe zinalipishwa kodi ya chini, alafu mwishowe ile shida wananchi wanasema saa hizi, yes mnajenga nyumba, lakini hatujui mwishowe wa hizi nyumba tukilipa nani ataendelea na mwishowe kuown those houses. Si wajenge nyumba watulipisha kodi. Kuna mfano wa nyumba nitakazokupa. Nipe. Kwa wale ambao wametembea mitaa tofauti hapa Nairobi. Kuna mtaa kama California. Wewe unaona California, zile nyumba ambazo zimejengwa hapo karibu na Eastleigh, watu walizilipia pesa ngapi labda kuingia, na zimekaa hapo kwa muda gani mpaka sasa hivi? Walilipia pesa ngapi? Utafanya research. Enda Shauri Moyo, enda Kaloleni, enda Buruburu, mitaa yoyote, Makongeni, mitaa yoyote, Kasarani, mitaa yoyote. Lakini kuna watu ambao walikuwa wanapinga kama nyinyi wakati huo, na sasa hivi wanajiuta kwa sababu hawana nafasi kama hiyo. Unaona, watoto hao walikuja hapa wakatafuta masomo kikaumana, wamerudi wapi? Nyumbani. So wamelose nyumbani, wamelose na wapi? Na huu mpango ni mzuri, na kama umewahi kutembea hii Kenya vizuri, tuseme kuna mahali ukipita Turkana hapo, panaitwa Todonyang. Pana area nzuri sana hapo Todonyang ya mchanga mweusi, wanaita black cotton hapo soil, ambapo nyumba zikijengwa mahali mbali na hapo, alafu hapo pawekwe mradi wa kama irrigation, wale watu wanaoishi kwenye hizo nyumba ambazo ziko affordable watapata vyakula na maisha yatabalance vizuri kabisa. Unajua, acha nikwambie, kuna kitu moja kinakuwa kwa economy. Kuna vile vitu ziko zinaitwa wants na needs. Unaona vitu kama kwenye unaishi, hizi ni kitu huwezi epuka. Housing lazima ikuwe hapo, si ndio? Na kenye unakula, si ndio? Hizo ni vitu huwezi epuka. Na ila mimi nakwambia ni hivi, when we want to mean that those houses are affordable, what I mean, kwa nini hizi nyumba wanajenga? Juu maisha iko juu, si ndio? Wananchi hawezi lipa nini? Kodi ya nyumba zenye ziko juu. Unakuta kuna nyumba za hizi zinalipishwa hata huku kwa Nairobi saa hizi. Kuna nyumba hata saa hizi 1 bedroom inalipishwa 30k. Na kuna pale unaweza lipishwa 1 bedroom 8k. Si ndio? Hata kwingine hata unaweza lipa 5k. Sasa tukisema tunataka affordable, tunasema hivi, either serikali ijenge nyumba wananchi walipe ikiwa kodi ya chini like rentals. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Kuliko hii tunaambiwa tujengewe, alafu unaambiwa utalipa 2.9 kuown a 2 bedroom, si ndio? Lakini unastahili ulipe deposit of 300,000. Saa hizi hakuna huyo mwananchi wa chini, kama saa hizi anashindwa kulipa hiyo rent ya 4,000. Anata transport kuja, una expect aje alipe hiyo that deposit.
Kwa hiyo shida yako iko kwenye deposit ama iko wapi?
Last I want to tell you one thing, Okay, when we talk about
just call him, it's called Ras Coconati.
Ras Coconati.
Yeah.
Ras Coconati, I want to assure you with one thing, When you talk about housing program or project, Kenya is not the first country to initiate such a project. It has been done elsewhere and it has been very successful. I will give you an example of those countries. If you have a chance, you can visit them if you wish. We have Poland, we have Malaysia, we have Germany. So I want to tell you one thing. When we talk about housing program, it must be affordable. That must be the bottom line of the whole thing.
Okay. Before you continue saying affordable, try to explain to him.
Yeah, that's what I want to. That's what I want to
Yeah.
explain. When we talk about affordability of a housing project, there's two main factors that are being considered in an economy like Kenya. Number one, what is the per capita income of Kenya as a country, as per it stands today? As per our GDP, we have like 15 trillion in our total GDP. So when you can get our per capita of 50 million Kenyans, roughly we have 300,000 as per capita income of every Kenyan in this country, per assumption. So on a monthly basis, every Kenyan is supposed to be earning at least 30,000 or 25,000 minimum. In our daily expenditure and monthly expenditure, you expect to remain with at least maybe 2,000 or 1,000 as savings. So in my own way of affordability, if this government wants Kenyans to own houses, if it is not an intended scam that will or is aimed at colluding and stealing from Kenyans who are suffering at this errand time, I think we should be talking of, like, if you want a housing unit, register with maybe 10,000 and have a contribution of monthly 1,000. Then this whole thing of housing program, we have like a housing fund, whereby apart from our consolidated fund, it should be a charge of the consolidated fund. Then we have a housing fund. Are you seeing that? Maybe now we have collected these funds, we charge our consolidated fund as per our constitution. Then in the long run, we are able to know as a country, this is what we have collected from this so and so, or from this company to our government. Is that okay? Maybe personally I've been deducted housing levy. Today, where will I trace my housing levy to? Which office? Which office? Because NSSF, I will trace it to community center. NHIF, I will trace it to NHIF office.
Okay.
When I want to trace my my KRA, that is a show called income tax, I will trace it to Times Towers. So where would I trace to my housing levy to? Whose offices?
Or your house.
Okay.
Oh, where's my house?
Yes.
Okay.
That I will be deducted. Yes, I need my house then.
How can you
Okay.
locate it?
Where would I locate my house?
Okay.
Where's my house? That I've been
Okay.
built.
If I may ask another question, huh?
Yes.
Actually, the parting short question: is there any personal interest from maybe the people in the government or the place? Personal self-interest, I think so, to the people concerning housing levy. Because I've just gotten some information here from maybe the Nairobi senator that this housing levy, most of the housing levy are the government's friends who are funding the cement, the manpower, everything is for the people from the. Is it true?
The cartels.
Kila wakati wanasema kila jambo jema halikosi maumivu. Sasa hii mtasikia mambo mengi sana, mengine yatawavunja moyo sana, lakini huu mpango ukikamilika, imani yangu kubwa kuna watu watakuja kujiuta. Tuangalie, kuna watu wa kama maeneo ya pwani, watu wa Mombasa, watu wa Kilifi, watu wa Malindi, kuna watu ambao hawajawahi kuona title deed tangu azaliwe mpaka saa hii. So hii serikali ikianzisha mpango kama huu itakuwa imesaidia watu wengi sana. Kwa hiyo nina imani kwamba watu wengi sana watafaidika pale kuhusiana na mpango. Sababu hizi rumors za kwamba wanakuwa sponsored na watu wenye kampuni fulani ya mawe, kampuni fulani ya simiti ni za uongo.
Yes,
serikali ina pesa nyingi za kuweza kununua.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My good friend Raskoko.
Naam.
Personally, I'm not able to afford the so-called affordable housing program of our current regime. I don't know. I can see you and my brother Hagai. You seem to behave like you can afford. Have you owned one?
Niko kwenye mpango, mimi nimeregister kwa mpango wa boma yangu. So naendelea kulipa polepole. So sahi mimi na wewe tuko hapa. Baada ya muda mimi na wewe tutakufa. Because hapa duniani tunakuja na tunaenda. Watoto wangu na wajukuu watakuja kuenjoy pale. Wewe sasa wako utaona mahali utaenda.
For you to join boma yangu, you need like 300,000. Yeah? 300,000 plus 29,000 monthly contribution. That's Coco, you are my very good friend. Don't lie before this media and the Kenyans who are watching you. To be very unfair to yourself at a personal capacity and to the hustlers. the bottom-up model while watching you. Can you kindly, if you don't mind, show a proof indeed you are part of the team as going to own a house from this regime? I really feel very sorry for you, my brother, because when you lie before these cameras, Kenyans are watching you, and those people you represent are watching you. Yeah, it's very wrong.
Actually,
As we are ending up, because of time we have some commercial break, and actually, so it was just a parting shot, and actually, if given a chance, Hagai, from the debate, for the second time and the last time, if given chance, will you oppose or propose the housing levy?
I propose the housing levy.
Okay.
This one being,
Oh, just yes or no. It was just a yes or no.
okay, I propose, yes.
You propose. What about Oscar Konati? If you given a chance and think of being good or kind to Kenyans, will you propose or oppose the housing levy?
Mi nitaendelea kuunga mkono housing levy. Ni mpango utakaosaidia watu wa kizazi kile kinachokuja.
Okay. So, lastly, Mr. Kevin, given a chance following this debate, will you propose or oppose the housing levy? Being in mind that you need to be kind and good to citizens who voted for the government and everything. Will you oppose or propose?
Mine, I would oppose it. Juu mimi siwezi saizi support watu ati saizi uendelee kulipa ati nyumba ati unalipa 1,300 ndio uendelee kuishi kwa rentals for the rest of your life. Saizi ni Kenya tunataka ni economy kuwe mzuri, watu wapige biashara zao vizuri, mtu ajijengee nyumba vizuri, ati hata unaweza nunua shamba very affordable, ujenge nyumba yako, ukuwe na boma yako mzuri. But you can't tell me that I will be able to live in Nairobi in rentals for the next 20 years with my generation. No.
Okay. What about Hagai?
Me, I started opposing at the onset of the whole program.
Okay.
And I am still opposing.
Yeah.
I will continue opposing it because, number one, it is a scam that is aimed at defrauding Kenyans.
Can you prove it's a scam?
It's a big scam. Number one, it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional completely.
But
Number two, it's on record. The previous regime led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, it was able to build houses without taxing Kenyans. Yeah. The current regime is telling Kenyans it will build for us houses through taxation, which has got no basis.
You are paying it indirectly.
And here, my brother Hagai and Raskoko are relying on these social media on Kenyans who can even tell from the look of these guys they cannot afford whatever the government is prescribing them.
Who told you we can't afford?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. It has been a nice
if
debate.
You can afford it, maybe most of Kenyans can't afford it.
It has been.
Maybe it is affordable to you, but it's not affordable to Kenyans.
It has been actually it has been a nice debate, and actually, if you have been watching here, comment there and what's your thought concerning the housing levy and maybe the affordable housing that's being considered by the government. Thank you guys for watching. Actually, see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.